do confess that I loved, though it all was against it. The enmity of worlds, the factions and war between me and a strange world. Him the leader of the enemy. I confess that I loved, but the sea is dark and deep. I found myself in his eyes, in his arms I found relief. I confess that I loved, but the sea is dark and deep. I let myself be taken, or is it that I took? I let our souls become one, and cursed who said I shouldn't. I do confess that I loved, but the sea is dark and deep. I bore his children with joy. I shared his bed with glee. I let him do as he will. I turned my mind from the fear. I do confess that I loved, but the sea is dark and deep. In the coils of our desire, there was magic, there was power. I lived with him 10 years. I swear it was an hour. I do confess that I loved, but the sea is dark and deep. My people were broken and lost. My own children were in peril. There was no court or mercy. I was to be a hero. I do confess that I loved, but the sea is dark and deep. I'd starve on ice for him. I'd walk on rotted land. I'd crawl through the deepest mud. I'd live through burning fire. I do confess that I loved, but the sea is dark and there's more to life than love, more to desire than flesh. the sea is dark and deep. My children cried for fear, protection had they none. In the lands of the enemy, all of their future was gone. I do confess that I loved, but the sea is dark and deep. He was the magical center of the enemy's power and might. I couldn't free others while he was vigilant and alert. I do confess that I loved, but the sea is dark and deep. I'd plans upon plans, plans to evade his grip. Magic that I'd learned from him. I'd used to gather and keep. I do confess that I loved, but the sea is dark and deep. My people slowly gathered. Once their hearts I had freed. By 1,000 acts of daring, by 1,000 hidden risks, I do confess that I love, but the sea is dark and deep. Back to the world of my birth, where we could live without fear, always ready to lead them there. In the dark of night concealed, I do confess that I loved, but the sea is dark and deep. Alas, in the night he woke, my love in the dark perceived. His power with mine opposed, my dagger clinched the deed. I do confess that I loved, but the sea is dark and deep. Upon a hurried portal, through ragged magical tear, running and pushing and carrying, most of us escape there. I do confess that I loved, but the sea is dark and deep. Back in the world of my birth, back with the people I knew, through their hatred and their fear, I led them as best I could. I do confess that I loved, but the sea is dark and deep. In the coils of defense and war, my youth was ragged and beaten. In the shields and the defense, my mind was spent and eaten. I do confess that I loved, but the sea is dark and deep. Through it all I craved my love, his memory held and cherished, the grief and guilt and the cold of a life without companion. I do confess that I loved, but the sea is dark and deep. And now that the work is done, now that Elly has a king and an archmage is trained, both of them of my own blood, I dream of my love at night, and by day I mourn my deed. Atop this cliff it ends, in Lirder's rocky shores. There's the cliff and there's the sea. Here's to morning no more. I do confess that I loved, sea is dark.